Hey guys, how you keeping? How are you? Welcome to Stage 4 COD. I just want to spend a few minutes chatting to you about empowering people and how important that is. One of the things I've always considered in business, and I suppose we accept this in lots of other industries. Like if we look at footballers, we look at rugby players, hurlers, whatever it is, whatever sport it is, we're all very aware of the fact that these sports people, these athletes, that they improve, they plateau, and they peak, and they plateau, and then they get worse. And that's normally when players start retiring from international sports and they slowly retire from club games as well. And we accept that, and that's true. And we understand that's important. For me though, that also exists in every other business too, in every other industry. If you think about a plumber, I don't think plumbers just get better and better and better and better. I think a plumber gets better, gets to a level, maybe gets bored, gets frustrated, starts to cut corners, plateaus out, and then I think potentially the quality of the work sometimes drops off a little bit. I think it's the same with carpenters, I think it's the same with accountants, I think it's the same with lawyers. I think things become mundane, they go into autopilot, they become robotic, and therefore their effectiveness or their genuine passion for it drops off. And that for me is a very, very bad thing. Where in most businesses it takes years, it could take 5, 10, 15 years for a plumber to get lazy or complacent. It could take them 5 months, but for most of them take longer. In our business, because everything is rapidly faster, that increases the speed of that too. And sometimes we'll see guys get into a certain level and they plateau at that level and then they seem to drop off. Our job, or our role as a crew leader, as a senior person, and I see senior that way, is to help that improvement and that increase continue to increase, so they don't plateau and drop off, that they continue to get better and better and better. And one of the ways that you do that, and this is very much my opinion, is to empower people, and that you give them more stuff to do, you give them more responsibility, because that's how you keep people fresh, that's how you keep people sharp, that's how you keep people pushing forward. So that's why I do it. When I talk about empowering, what do I mean? Well, one of the first things I talk about when I'm talking about empowering people is just giving people more responsibility. One of the first roles that I will do when I am building a team of guys is, as I'm running sectors, as I'm running maps, I will empower one of the guys on my team or in my map to be the physical map manager. So their job is to go and get the photocopies of maps every day. Their job is to make sure they go around the sector every night, make sure they know what's being done, and they bring it to me every single night. And that seems like a very, very small thing, but that will give them responsibility. People like responsibility. Maybe I have a merch manager in my sector on my team, and that merch manager will be the person that goes and gets all the field contracts, all the pledge forms, whatever campaign we're on, for the team, for the sector, for the team, and maybe at night time they're the ones that do all the paperwork checking, they're the ones that submit all the forms if they're going through an iPad or through a Waze Act, whatever it is, and that's part of their role, and that's empowering them to give them responsibility as they maybe improve. Maybe the office picks that up, maybe the owner picks them up, and they become the merch manager for the entire office. It's their responsibility then to check the paperwork at night, make sure everyone's bringing their badge in, making sure everyone's handing in all their callback sheets, and they get that responsibility. And I think that's great for people because that responsibility makes them develop. Now, as they progress, that responsibility may inhibit them from building the team. They may not be in prime time as much as they need to. So all these empowerments, all these privileges, as I like to call them, are all conditional based on their performance. But giving them those extra roles is quite good. Even when I'm talking about road tripping and stuff like that, I empower everyone on my team. If I've got 5 guys on a road trip, or one guy's the merch manager, one guy's the competition master who's responsible for keep track of all the competitions we run, one guy is the entertainment manager who's responsible for, bringing a PlayStation or a board game with them or jigsaw or something. Next guy is the attitude manager, responsible for keeping everyone's attitude, and next guy is maybe the sundries manager who makes sure everyone has food, or everyone goes to shops, or how much food we need, or how much pasta we buy, or whatever it is. And I give everyone a role, because if everyone has a role, then everyone feels important, everyone feels involved. So empowering people isn't just in the office, it can be on road trips too. Other stuff that I do with people is I'll have them as the crew board manager, or the crew board supervisor, so they have to make sure that everyone's crew board's in good nick, that everything's updated, that the bulletins are put up, that the guys are getting the stuff fed in, and whatever their role is, whatever their kind of empowerment is, they've got to be doing it 100%. In my office now, we've got quite a big office, I actually pay a small incentive to our merch manager. She's organising merch for 50 people, so it's quite a busy role, so she gets 27 cents per piece that's done in the field every day. So she's making about $100 a week, which is kind of cool. So she's excited about that. But she also comes to me every morning with customer service issues, any paperwork problems, anyone who didn't have in the badge, And in the morning meeting, quite often she'll get up and she'll speak and she'll, we need to fix this, we need to fix this, we need to fix this. And because I'm paying her a little small royalty, it means that she really takes it seriously. But having said that, I wouldn't expect to have to pay that royalty. I'd expect you to do it anyway because she's motivated by helping the business grow. And if I'm not running an office, if I'm running a team, I won't be expecting to pay an override. But what I will do is I'll buy the person a pint, or I'll maybe buy them a new shirt and tie once a month or something small. But it's just to make sure that empowerment is felt and they feel important and it feels something that they are massively important. I will also make sure that everybody else in the team understands how important they are. It's not a joke. It's not like when I remember being in the business for a while, the merch manager was almost seen as a penance. What my owner did, he made myself when I was an assistant owner and another guy who was a crew leader, we became the merch managers, and all of a sudden the merch manager role became a very kind of sought after role because it meant that you were one of the best guys in the office. So that was a big lesson for me because it made me realise that these roles are to be taken seriously, that these roles are to be, they're a privilege, that it's an indication of trust, it's an indication of who should we be working with, all those sorts of things. So making sure you're empowering people. I'm sure you can think of your own ideas of what you can do and what responsibilities you can give away. I think the most important thing, and just to go back to start, is that you do it. But giving these people and giving the best people more responsibility and more tasks to do, it helps them stay sharp. It helps them, helps them, keep going. It helps them progress further. It gives them the confidence to progress further. I don't know if you guys noticed, but if you don't use a knife, it goes blunt. A knife that's used a lot tends to stay sharper than a knife that just sits in a drawer. And for me, when a guy's been doing sales for maybe a month or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 or 6, and they start to get bored, where their sales performance drops off, they get less motivated, they get more frustrated, and sometimes that can be detrimental to them, or more often than it is. But by giving them those actions, by keeping them sharp, their sales average will stay the same, the performance will the same, and normally will increase. So I think that's really important to understand. So empowering people is to stop them going blunt, it's to stop them getting bored, it's to stop them plateauing out and dropping off, if that makes sense. Either way, hopefully that makes sense to you. Good luck with stage 4, keep it going, I'll chat to you very soon.